We've got 4 doctors now killed in Sierra Leone. We've got 4 doctors that we brought here into the United States. Where's all this going?
Well, it's going towards hopefully answering the question which I've had since the very beginning when this started and when I started writing articles and making videos about it, which is why are all these health workers being infected with Ebola? Of course, we're told that this strain, which is a new strain of the virus, can only be contracted by exchanging bodily fluids. So the health workers actually touching the bodily fluids of the Ebola victims. Now, you've seen the hazmat suits that they wear, the precautions that they take. Obviously, they go to extreme measures to prevent that from happening. Not just the doctors in Africa, but the American doctors who have taken the same precautions and still caught the virus. So now the WHO, for example, reports today, or a couple of days ago, unprecedented number of medical staff infected with Ebola. The outbreak of Ebola virus disease in West Africa is unprecedented in many ways, including the high proportion of doctors, nurses, and other health workers who have been infected. So 240 health workers in these West African countries, Guinea, Liberia, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, have been infected with Ebola, and more than 120 have died. So again, this raises the question, if they're taking all these precautions to prevent the exchange of bodily fluid to catch the virus, then why are they contracting Ebola? Unless this new strain of Ebola may, at least to a limited extent, have gone airborne, because we know the 2012 study, which we cited many times from Canada, they took pigs who were infected with Ebola, put them in a pen with monkeys that was separated by a wire fence, so no direct contact between the 2 species. And basically what happened, most of the monkeys contracted Ebola via the respiratory system and died from it, and that was back in 2012. So they proved back then that Ebola had gone airborne between these 2 species, at least to a limited degree. So now, as far back as 6 weeks ago, we were asking the same question. We were called conspiracy theorists for doing so. I appeared on CBS radio with Dick Morris on August 6th last month. And then a couple of days after that, CBS local news came out with a story saying, conspiracy theorist claims Ebola may be airborne, which is interesting because as of 2 days ago, Michael Osterholm, who is director of the Center for Infectious Disease Research and Policy at the University of Minnesota, wrote this big op-ed in the New York Times in which he said that basically health workers and experts are loath to consider, they fear even considering the fact that, quote, Ebola virus could mutate to become transmissible through the air. So now, 6 weeks after we first talked about it, we're getting top experts saying the same thing. We were called conspiracy theorists at the time for saying this. Now, top experts, doctors, medical professionals are starting to ask the same question, which is, has this new strain of Ebola gone airborne? Because it's unprecedented in the amount of people that it has infected. In fact, Michael Osterholm said that, quote, the current Ebola virus's hyper-evolution is unprecedented. There has been more human-to-human transmission in the past 4 months than likely occurred in the last 500 to 1,000 years. Each new infection represents trillions of throws of the genetic dice. So this is completely unprecedented, which is why we're asking the question, has it gone airborne, at least to a limited extent?
Well, Paul, before you go any farther, we've got a video clip that I found over the weekend, one of our excellent tipsters. And we got so many tipsters out there that just send us tip after tip after tip. This one is from a NOVA program that aired in the mid-90s, but it talks about an incident that happened in 1989 here in Virginia, and it's between air transmission of Ebola between monkeys. And you guys got that clip? Let's roll it.
In 1989, Ebola made its way to the U.S. Residents of this Washington, D.C. suburb had no idea that one of the world's deadliest viruses had emerged in their midst. In a primate quarantine unit in Reston, Virginia, monkeys in one of the holding rooms suddenly began to die. Secretly, a military team entered the quarantine unit and killed all 60 monkeys in the infected room. crisis heightened as monkeys began to die in a different room. It appeared that the virus was moving through the ventilating system. In response, the military killed all 400 monkeys, ending the outbreak. This new strain of Ebola had shown the potential to spread through the air. Had it been lethal in humans, it could have been catastrophic.
There you go, Paul. So this has been on the radar since 1989, at least with the military, secretly, because no one else knew about it. I mean, what do you have to say about that?
Well, that's amazing, of course, because, I mean, we had the Canadian study, but that was only from 2 years ago. So to hear that it's, you know, at least one strain between two species of monkeys has been airborne since 1989 is, again, it's shocking. And this is what I've said over and over again. You know, I can talk about this till I'm blue in the face. I'm just a journalist. I'm just writing about it. I'm not an expert on it. We need actual experts and infectious disease specialists to be looking into this possibility, because it seems like it could be a good explanation for the aggressiveness of how this virus has spread. But
this is Alex Jones for InfoWarsLife.com. The latest in preparedness is now here. An electrically stabilized colloidal silver solution that can be added to both your home cabinet and preparedness pack alike. Concentrated to 30 parts per million in what has been dubbed the survival silver solution. The new InfoWars Life Silver Bullet Colloidal Silver is the answer for you and your family. And it's entirely free of toxic artificial additives that are loaded into many products. The InfoWars Life Silver Bullet Silver is so powerful that it is concentrated into a 2-ounce bottle and is not recommended for extended continual use. This is not a low-grade formula. We are working with one of the top laboratory manufacturers in the United States to bring you the best form of colloidal silver using electrical processes within a base of deionized water for your preparedness storage or your home kitchen. Purchase your bottle of InfoWarsLife.com Silver Bullet Colloidal Silver today and find other amazing supplements at InfoWarsLife.com.